guys, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariam and welcome to Healthy Habits. Today we are gonna talk about how to break through bad thoughts. It's gonna be a very, very deep topic and deep talk, so I hope you're ready. If you want to take notes, I'm waiting. Get your pen, papers, but it's gonna be a deep one, and I think it's gonna be very helpful because not too many people talk about how to break through bad thoughts. And I've learned this from Brendan Bouchard, so I want to give him a shout out. So yeah, are you ready? Because we are gonna start. So before I give you 3 ways how to break through bad thoughts. So before we talk about those 3 ways, I just wanted to explain to you that thoughts in general, we have the same thoughts all over again, every single day, every single week, every single month. We have the same thoughts. Whether it's positive, whether it's negative, whether they're good, bad, you get the point. So we all have the same thoughts all over again. And when we have good thoughts, we are happy, right? We are like, we are not trying to push it or to not feel it. Or not stop thinking about it, right? We are just happy. We're like, oh my God. Like if you look at yourself in a mirror and you're like, oh my God, I'm very beautiful, I'm very handsome, and you see yourself as a handsome or as a beautiful, you feel automatically good because that positive thought made you happy, right? You're not trying to tell yourself, no, I want to think about other things or about negative thoughts, right? You're very happy. You're not trying to push it back. You're not trying to change it. That's obvious. But when we have a bad thought, most of people, they're like, oh my God, they either believe it. So they think they are their thoughts. So they rather believe their thoughts, or they think it's true, or they're trying to make the opposite. Like if you're telling, a random thought pops up in your head, like you're smart or you're not capable of. Most of the people, if they don't accept it and if they don't believe it, they're trying to flip the opposite and they're telling themselves, no, I'm not, it's not that, it's just, I am. Let's say if you're telling yourself you're stupid, you're automatically telling yourself the opposite, which is I'm smart. Of course, it's good, but it's not gonna release the bad thought. The bad thought is still gonna be there because it's more powerful than the flipping side that you just flipped. Bad thoughts are more powerful, unfortunately, they are, than the good ones. So I just wanted to do a little introduction that we're gonna have good thoughts and bad thoughts regardless, and it's up to us how we're gonna deal with them, because sometimes that's why I am also big on working on yourself in general. It's because you're trying to filter out the 3 ways that we're going to talk about. You're trying to apply it more, because if you don't work on yourself, if you don't move, if you don't work out, when that thought comes, it's like you're either going to accept it, you're either going to believe it, or you're going to just try to completely push it away, which doesn't work like that. It's like an emotion. Like we need to live with it and not push it away. Now it's the time. So the first way to release a bad thought is to complete it. And you're going to be like, what are you talking about? How can I complete a thought that it's bad? I'm going to explain to you why. If you have like a group meeting, let's say, and you're very nervous and you tell yourself, oh my God, I can't do this. I'm so nervous. My heart's going to stop. I'm not worth it. I'm not capable of it. Just complete it. What's the worst case scenario that it's going to happen? And most of the time, you're going to see that it's absurd. Not that you can do a good presentation, that you're going to get fired, that your friends won't talk to you anymore, that you're going to have problems with your husband, with your wife, and with your kids, and then your kids will scream, and then your life will end. It's just an example, but you get the point. You'll see yourself completed, like what's the worst case scenario that it will happen once you have that bad thought. You'll see yourself that it's absurd, that it's not the reality. It will be funny for you just that you thought about that. if you need to speak in front of your class or in front of other people and you tell yourself, I'm stupid, like, or you have a like imposter syndrome, you're like, oh my God, why am I doing this? Why people will hear me? Why? Just complete it through the way. Like, I don't know, if I am not smart, if I am stupid, what's the worst case that will happen? What's the worst case? Will people laugh at me, throw things at me, and then my career would end and I will not be speaking again, and that I will end up alone because no one will be with me, and then I will, I don't know, like, you'll see yourself that it's absurd. Most of the things that we're thinking, it's absurd. That's why you need to complete it so you can see yourself. Not by pushing it back, not by thinking, oh my God, I'm smart, I'm not stupid, I'm smart, and the moment before your presentation, you're just going to get more nervous. You're going to try to prove yourself that you're smart just because right before you told yourself you're smart. It's important to tell to yourself that you're smart, that you're beautiful, but not when the bad thought comes in. You can practice it if you want in the morning, like in front of a mirror, every hour, every 2 hours, every week, every month. You can practice, yes, I am smart, I am beautiful, and put your actions through that. But by that, not like just before like an important event for you, you flip the things, you try to, or it's even worse when you accept it and you believe it, and then imagine during all that presentation, you're gonna have that in your mind, that bad thought that you just thought prior the presentation. So yeah, step number 1 is to complete it so you can see yourself that most of the time it's absurd. So once you complete it, the step 2 is to condition that bad thought with a new thought. Not by opposite of it, like, oh my God, I'm stupid, and I'm smart, or whatever. But just conditioning with a new thought. So what you can do, you can ask yourself, what thought would help me to succeed at this point in my life? So what thought can help me to succeed this presentation? What thought can help me to succeed this meeting? I'll give you an example. If you are nervous and you feel like you're stupid or you're not capable of doing that presentation, instead of when you have that thought completed, see that it's absurd, and then tell to yourself, by this presentation, I will help people, or I'll give them more information to, let's say, if it's about succeeding life, so they can succeed more in life, I'll help people. I'll help others. I'll have practice. It's never enough. I'll have practice so next time I can be better. Or I'll do this presentation so I can be better. Because sometimes when we tell things, we realize things. When we tell things, we listen literally to us. It's powerful to say things out loud, and by you conditioning a new thought, it's like the bad thought, it doesn't matter anymore because you conditioned yourself with a new thought. Not the opposite thought, but when you complete this thought. And how you can do it, it's asking yourself how or what thought can make you succeed in this situation. When you're thinking, I have this presentation, bad thought comes in, I'm stupid, and then you see that it's absurd by completing it, and then you tell yourself, thanks to this presentation, I can help people. I can get better by practicing. It completely changes your perspective, and it outweighs the bad thought that you had initially, because now your purpose, let's say in this situation, is about others. It's making others better. It's helping others. It's making even yourself better by practicing that presentation. So once you completed the bad thought, then you condition with a new thought. And step 3 is to take action by being in charge. So whenever you condition that new thought, and then when you actually do the presentation, it shows to your brain that, yes, I had a bad thought. I completed it. It's absurd. I conditioned with a new thought, and right away I took action. To prove to myself that I'm in charge, to prove to myself that even a bad thought that initially came up, I am still taking that action. Me thinking I'm stupid, it didn't stop me. Me thinking that I'm not enough, it didn't stop me. Me thinking that I'm not worth it didn't stop me at the end of the day. Taking action, feeling that you're in charge, also builds you so much confidence because your thoughts are not controlling to me. By the way, this ending part, it's me, it's not Brendan, but I just wanted to make sure. It's like you're proving to yourself that you are in charge, that whatever bad thought comes in your head, you still took the action. You still went to present. You still went to the meeting that you were nervous. You did it anyway. So it shows that you didn't believe the bad thought that came in, because just because it's your thought, it doesn't mean that it's true. It doesn't mean that it's true. And I know that sometimes we don't even realize that it's a bad thought. We just think that's who we are. If you over a decade and more told yourself that you are stupid, not capable of, it's hard to realize that it's just your thought, it's not who you are. So even before going to step 1 to complete it, maybe for you it's going to be step 0 to realizing that you have a bad thought, that it's a bad thought, it's not who you are, it's not part of your personality. Maybe it's the perception of others to you. Because sometimes people can be so mean, they can tell you so many things that it's not true. They don't know you. They see you as their own perception, and it doesn't mean that it's the right one or the correct one. If someone else tells you that you need to lose weight, that you are ugly, that you are not enough, that you are not worth it, that you're not this, and you start to believe it because they told you so many times, it's hard to think it's that they've in some way transferred their opinion and their own thought of themselves to you. Because if someone is happy with themselves, if someone is taking care of themselves and loves themselves, they're not gonna bring someone else down. So it's their own fears, their own bad thoughts, their own insecurity they're transferring to you. And since it's been a while, you think that's who you are. So step 0 for some of us would be to realize that it's a bad thought, that it's not who we are. Once you realize, I'm doing a little recap at the same time, once you realize it's a bad thought, you complete it. You don't try to push it back. You don't try to think about something else, because guess what? That bad thought will come back again. You don't need to try to avoid it, because again, it's gonna come back. Once you completed that thought, which the worst case scenario that it can happen, if that bad thought is true, you'll see that it's ridiculous, and then you'll condition with that bad thought with a new thought, which is by asking yourself, what thought would help me to succeed in this situation? And then you take action. So it shows to you, it proves to you and to others that bad thought didn't stop you. With that bad thought, you still went at the end. You're still here. You still didn't give up for just one more day. I hope this episode helps you guys to think about this, because I know that it's a topic that not everyone is talking. So here I'm trying to cover, and I'm trying to do my best to cover topics that it's not talked a lot. It's not talked often. Because guess what? Those things matters. Those things will have an impact how we live life. Those things will have an impact on our happiness, on our health, mental health, you name it. I hope this episode helped. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and ring the bell so you don't miss any healthy habits, because we're gonna have a lot. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Before you go, don't forget, don't give up for just one more day. Thank you guys, and I'll see you soon.